a creator on this app that I really like was just talking about her body dysmorphia and like kind of her definition of it and how she feels about it. And it kind of just made me think back to when I struggled with severe body dysmorphia. So like, you might come on my page and watch my videos and think that I am like, you know, a very confident person, and I am now. I really am confident now. I'm confident in who I am. I don't fucking care what people think, but I wasn't always this way. And I did used to struggle with body dysmorphia like pretty hard. And I used to give so much value in the way that I looked because of what I went through, like as a kid. Like, I'll just be like straight up, like my parents got divorced when I was like 12 years old, and you know, they both became super preoccupied with their new partners, and they didn't really give a fuck about me and my brother. And that made me feel like I just wanted attention. I wanted attention from somebody. Like, I just wanted somebody to look at me and, you know, give me attention and give me love, essentially. And that just made me be super hyper fixated on my body, because I thought, you know, if I just get skinnier, because like I was overweight, for some context, like I was overweight. I've always been, you know, bigger. Like, I never had a thigh gap when I was in grade school. I was always hyper fixated on the fact that other girls had skinny little arms and they had thigh gaps, and I never did. I always had big thighs, a big butt. That's just my body composition. So I was always hyper fixated on that. And when I first started my fitness journey, like my number one thing was I just want to get skinnier. Like, that's all I cared about, was getting skinnier and feeling more confident. Like, I just wanted to know what it felt like to go to the beach and to take off your cover up and to not want to cry. Like, I wanted to know what that felt like. And it was like so hard for me. Even when I did lose a bunch of weight and I would go to the beach, like I still didn't feel like that. Like, I still felt insecure and like I wasn't skinny enough. And that was my body dysmorphia. Like, even though I had lost 15 pounds, like, do you think I could recognize that and appreciate that? Absolutely not. Like, all I could see was the fact that I needed to lose 10 more pounds, and I would just look at everybody else around me and look at how good they looked, and I hated myself. I hated myself. I looked around at everybody else and I just couldn't love myself. I wanted to look better. I never thought that I looked good. And when I look back at pictures now, I'm like, oh my God, like I looked so good in that. And I just remember being in that body when I look at these pictures, and I remember being like, I'm fat. I look fat. And I literally wasn't. I literally wasn't. Like, it's body dysmorphia. This shit like eats away at your mind. And these thoughts consume your mind, and you literally can't control them. Like, it just becomes your whole life. These thoughts and comparing and never feeling like you're good enough. It consumes your whole life, and I know how it feels, and it's awful. And now when I look back at pictures of myself from like those time periods, I look back now and I'm like, I looked so good. I looked so good. And I remember being in that body and thinking that I looked so fat and that I looked awful, because I could never just appreciate how far I had come. I was constantly focused on what I could do better, what I didn't like, what I wanted to change. I never just appreciated or loved my body in that moment. And it's literally a disease. Like, it's literally a mental illness. It's body dysmorphia. That's what it was for me. It's seriously crazy when I look back at pictures now, and I literally have abs. Like, I literally have abs, and I fucking thought that I was fat. I thought I was fat, like, in that moment. It's crazy what it does to your brain. It's actually crazy. And honestly, I'm just so thankful and proud of myself for where I'm at today. And it's taken a lot of work, and it's taken me a long time to get here, but I am genuinely so happy, and I'm not hyper fixated on my body anymore. I don't care. Like, as long as I feel healthy and happy, that's all I care about. And at this point, I kind of know what weight that I feel the most healthy at, and it's when I can eat more. Like, when I cut down to 130 pounds, it's hard for me to maintain that. Like, my body feels the most comfortable when I have a little bit more meat on me, like 135 pounds. That's like my sweet spot. And like, I'm not fixated on a number. I just know now, I know my body well enough to know, you know, how I feel the most comfortable. And it will take time. So all I can say is appreciate yourself. Be proud of yourself for the progress that you've made, and stop focusing on the future, because I promise you it's all a mindset. And no body type or weight on the scale is ever going to make you happy or confident. It's all in your control right now.